Let's start with a game that many people haven't heard of, but is an absolute gem: Kingdom Come: Deliverance. Set in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, this open-world RPG emphasizes realism and historical accuracy like few others. You play as Henry, a young blacksmith's son whose life is upended when his village is destroyed in the middle of a civil war. Unlike most RPGs where you're a destined hero, Kingdom Come takes a more grounded approach. Henry is just a regular guy, and survival in this world isn't easy. Combat is one of the standout features of Kingdom Come. It's incredibly detailed, drawing from real historical martial arts techniques, making every sword fight feel visceral and challenging. You'll need to manage stamina, balance, and timing in order to defeat your foes. The game also features survival mechanics like hunger, fatigue, and even maintaining your armor and weapons. The world is sprawling and beautifully designed, with dense forests, medieval villages, and sprawling castles, all presented with a level of detail that pulls you right into the 15th century. If you're into historically accurate, immersive RPGs, this is a game you absolutely need to experience at least once. Next up is Elex, a game that often flies under the radar but offers an incredibly diverse and open world. Developed by the same team behind the Gothic and Risen series, Elex takes place in the post-apocalyptic world of Magellan, where technology, magic, and raw survival instincts collide. You play as Jax, a former member of a powerful faction who is betrayed and left for dead. The world is massive, with various biomes ranging from deserts to snowy mountains, and every area feels distinct. What sets Elex apart is its faction-based gameplay. There are multiple groups you can align with, from the futuristic, technology-obsessed clerics to the nature-worshipping berserkers who reject technology in favor of magic. The choices you make throughout the game can significantly impact the story and how the world reacts to you. Elex isn't an easy game. It can be punishing early on, with brutal combat and little hand-holding. But for those who enjoy a challenge and a richly developed world, it's a game that rewards persistence. For something a little different, we have The Pathless, an action-adventure game that focuses on movement and exploration. You play as the Hunter, a skilled archer tasked with lifting a curse that has befallen the island she's traveling on. There's no map or fast travel in The Pathless. Instead, the game encourages you to explore the world naturally. The movement mechanics are where the game truly shines. By shooting arrows at talismans scattered throughout the world, you gain speed and momentum, allowing you to glide effortlessly across forests, plains, and mountains. The open world itself is a visual treat, with lush environments and atmospheric lighting that make every corner of the island feel alive. The art direction in The Pathless is breathtaking, with bold colors and a stylized aesthetic that gives the game a unique visual identity. The lack of combat-heavy mechanics allows you to focus on the sheer joy of exploration, puzzle solving, and interacting with the environment. It's a peaceful yet challenging game that stands out from more traditional open-world titles. Another under-the-radar game that deserves more attention is Sable, a beautifully crafted exploration game that removes combat entirely to focus on world-building and discovery. You play as Sable, a young girl on a rite of passage in a vast desert landscape filled with ruins, mysterious artifacts, and nomadic tribes. What sets Sable apart is its minimalist approach. There's no combat, no urgency, just you, your hoverbike, and the open world to explore at your own pace. The art style is stunning, with hand-drawn comic book aesthetics and a soft color palette that gives the world a dreamlike quality. The soundtrack, composed by the band Japanese Breakfast, perfectly complements the game's meditative atmosphere. You'll spend your time gliding across dunes, exploring ancient temples, and uncovering the history of this beautifully desolate world. Sable offers a refreshing, laid-back experience that allows you to slow down and simply enjoy the act of exploration. Moving into something more survival-focused, Outward offers a truly immersive open-world experience with a heavy emphasis on survival mechanics. In Outward, you're not a legendary hero. You're just a regular person trying to make your way in a harsh world. You'll need to manage basic needs like hunger, thirst, and sleep while navigating a dangerous world filled with bandits, monsters, and environmental hazards. What sets Outward apart is its co-op mode, which allows you to explore the game's massive open world with a friend, either online or in split screen. This adds a whole new layer of strategy, as you'll need to rely on teamwork to survive. Combat is challenging, and there's a real sense of danger at every turn. The game doesn't hold your hand, leaving you to figure out quests and mechanics on your own, which makes success feel all the more rewarding. Outward is a game that demands patience and strategic thinking, but for those who enjoy survival games with deep, immersive worlds, it's a must-play.
And death to the others!
Next up is GreedFall, an RPG that combines open-world exploration with political intrigue and fantasy. Set on the mysterious island of Tir Frady, you play as Desarde, a diplomat who must navigate the complex relationships between the island's native inhabitants and various colonial factions. GreedFall offers a deeply immersive world filled with lush forests, ancient ruins, and bustling towns, all set against the backdrop of a colonial fantasy setting. One of the game's strengths is its rich narrative, which is full of morally complex choices that affect the story's outcome. Do you side with the colonizers or the natives? How do you handle the delicate balance between diplomacy and combat? The game gives you the freedom to shape the story as you see fit, with multiple endings based on your decisions. The combat system is flexible, allowing you to choose between magic, firearms, and melee weapons, while a robust crafting system lets you customize your gear to suit your playstyle. GreedFall is a unique blend of exploration, narrative, and strategic combat that will keep you engaged for hours on end. For those looking for a more peaceful open-world experience, Eastshade is a game that focuses entirely on exploration and creativity. You play as a traveling artist, exploring the world of Eastshade and capturing its beauty through your paintings. There's no combat in Eastshade, which makes it a relaxing, meditative experience. Instead, you'll spend your time talking to the world's inhabitants, solving light puzzles, and painting the landscapes around you. The game's world is stunningly beautiful, with vibrant forests, tranquil rivers, and majestic cliffs that feel alive. The conversations you have with the characters are meaningful and help shape your journey as you explore the land. Eastshade is perfect for players who want a break from combat-heavy games and instead want to immerse themselves in a peaceful, artistic world where creativity and exploration are at the forefront. Another survival-focused game is The Forest, a horror survival game set on a remote island after a plane crash. You play as a lone survivor trying to find your son, but things take a dark turn when you discover that the island is inhabited by cannibalistic mutants. The Forest combines open-world exploration with tense survival mechanics. You'll need to gather resources, build shelters, and craft weapons to fend off the mutants that stalk you. The game's open world is both beautiful and terrifying. During the day, you can explore lush forests and serene beaches, but at night, the island becomes a hostile environment where danger lurks around every corner. The day-night cycle adds a sense of urgency to your exploration, forcing you to prepare for the night before the mutants come out to hunt. The forest also features co-op multiplayer, allowing you to team up with friends to survive the island's horrors together. It's a gripping, atmospheric survival game that will keep you on edge from start to finish. Let's also take a look at A Short Hike, a smaller but no less impactful open-world game. In this indie gem, you play as Claire, a young bird on a summer trip, exploring a peaceful island as you hike your way to the summit of a mountain. A Short Hike is a game about exploration and discovery. You can hike, glide, swim, and chat with the island's quirky inhabitants, each of whom has their own little stories and personalities. Despite its short length, A Short Hike is packed with heart and charm. The game's art style is simple but beautiful, and its relaxing atmosphere makes it a perfect escape from more intense gaming experiences. It's a game that invites you to slow down, take in the world around you, and enjoy the journey rather than rushing to the destination. Lastly, we have CrossCode, an action RPG that blends retro 16-bit visuals with modern gameplay mechanics. Set in a futuristic, virtual MMO world, you play as Leah, a silent protagonist navigating a massive open world filled with puzzles, enemies, and deep lore. What makes CrossCode stand out is its fast-paced combat and challenging puzzles, which require quick reflexes and strategic thinking. The open world is vast and filled with secrets, and the combat system combines melee and ranged attacks with elemental powers that you can use to exploit enemy weaknesses. The story is surprisingly deep, with plenty of twists and emotional moments that keep you invested in Leah's journey. CrossCode is a love letter to old-school RPGs, with enough modern innovations to make it feel fresh and exciting.